Good day, everyone, and welcome to BVI Market Connect. I'm Natasha Chalwell, the Deputy Director of Tourism, and I'm delighted to have you join us for today's session. This platform is designed to strengthen our connections and provide you with opportunities within our source markets, and we're thrilled to have you with us. Today, we're joined by Pamela and Raquel from the Nordic team, and they'll be sharing key insights and opportunities for engagement within the Nordic market, which is actually 4 countries. At the end of the presentation, there will be an opportunity to ask questions via the chat, and we encourage you to do so. Additionally, we'll be providing you with their contact details so you can connect with them after the session. And as a reminder, this webinar series takes place every Tuesday at 12 noon up until May. So be sure to join us each week as we continue to explore valuable opportunities together. Let's get started. Pamela and Raquel, over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha.
The presentation.
So it's this one.
Okay.
All right, now need to stop sharing. That always things happen. I don't know. Yeah, now it should work again.
Yes, we see it.
Now, okay. So, yeah, Pamela can start introducing our team in the Nordics, and then, yes.
Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you for being with us, and nice to meet you, even though it is long far away in online manners. My name is Pamela Pizarro. I'm the head of tourism for 𝗲𝗴𝗰𝗲𝗄, and for BVI, I'm the marketing and PR manager together with Raquel. I have a long time or many years of experience within the tourism in aviation and tourism. You see two of us, but actually behind the scenes is a much larger team. We are in Sweden and in the Nordic. We are about 50 people working in the different countries. In Sweden, we are about 22. We have an aviation department. Then we have also a reservation department, economy, and our CEO is also based in Stockholm. Over to Raquel.
Yeah, my name is Raquel. I've been working in 𝗲𝗴𝗰𝗄 for 1 year now, a little bit more, and also promoting BVI since I started, which I find fascinating and love the destination. I haven't been present myself there, but maybe one day, and hopefully to understand the beauty in first hand. I'm really happy to be able to promote your beautiful destination here in the Nordic countries. Here you have some of the activities that we do, and here in the Nordic countries, sales and representation and marketing, PR and communication. Of course, we use these tools to promote BVI as well. We are trying to, now.
So now that you know who we are, a little bit at least, we are presented the summary. What are we going to go through? And as you can see, it's mainly about our market, the company selling, BVI, and also how is the airlift or how to get to the BVI out of our markets, and then what we need, and the plans, activities, and support, and our contact details to the end. So we are going to go through a little bit of the highlights of our market, and we say 4 countries, 1 market, or 4 markets, 1 country, because as you can see, Scandinavia or the Nordic countries are actually 5 countries with Iceland. But when we talk about the Nordics, we mainly talk about Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Finland. As you can see, there are 4 totally different countries, 4 currency, 4 different languages. And of course, there are a lot of similarities in the Nordics, especially with the Scandinavian countries, which are Sweden, Norway, and Finland. They have a similar language, but not totally the same, while Finland is completely different. We are not going to go through all the details, but you can see the economy is more or less the same. The GDP is quite similar, being Sweden and Denmark the largest or richest country, and also of course Norway. And Finland has a very good economy. The inflation rates are now lowered. We also suffered the very high inflation rates in the beginning of 2024. And at the end of the year, it was quite much better. But now we see a tendency of going up now in February, especially in Sweden and Norway. Then we wanted to talk a little bit about the media scenario, because it's a little bit different from other countries in Europe, where we have global companies, of course, but we are actually dominated by the national media house, big media house like Bonniers and Schibsted, which are the major one. Those has outlets and media in the 4 countries. And also that the ownership is, as we said, local. There is big ones, but then also the regional is versus the national media. It is like not very strong. There is some big regional media, but actually the mainstream and the main media is the national one rather than regional, because our countries are not very, very big. As you could see before, in total, the Nordic countries are about 22 million. Sweden have about 11 million, and then the rest are about 5-6 million each. So we are small countries actually in the sense compared to Germany or France and so on. Then also that as it is today, the Nordic countries have a very big online activities. Everybody owns a smartphone or a computer. The internet penetration is about 96 or 98%. So meaning that the main consuming of information and especially news are via a digital platform. There is also media by print media is existing, but mainly for lifestyles, niche lifestyles magazine. Of course, there is newspaper still in paper form, but we see that they are struggling in continue existing actually. Then who we are and how we love to travel from the Nordic countries. One of the main reasons, as you can see or maybe guess, is the weather. We have a very bad weather for a long time. It's quite dark, and so we had the need to see other places, to go to the warm, as we say, but also the Nordic travelers are very curious. They want to experience. They are very curious about not only see places, but also the culture, the culinary. They are part of what the people talk about is a lot about traveling, what you've done, what you've been the last time, and so on and so on. So family and friends recommendations are very important. If the weather is bad, for example, if we have a bad summer, then for sure people start to search where to go, because we know that a long dark winter is awaiting. So in the summertime, is the weather bad? It's good for the business because people want to travel and secure some sun and beach experience mainly. We enjoy a long vacation. In most of the countries in the Nordic, they have a 5 to 6 weeks vacation. Then also the parental leave is quite generous, with from 48 to 68 weeks per parent, meaning that people can combine their vacation with the parental leave and maybe be abroad for a month or 2 months or even longer. So, and as I said before, the internet penetration is quite high, so people search for the vacation mainly online. The summer season in Sweden or in the Nordic countries are June to August. And mainly the travel in this time goes to Europe or within the country. Also for the Easter, is a lot of skiing season and so on, also mainly in Europe. In the winters part, which is from November until March, is when most of the people goes for long haul traveling. Other characteristics in our market are how the travel trade landscape looks like. Is quite typical, meaning tour operators, travel agencies, OTAs, and also the TMCs and MICE. For tour operators, it's varied a little bit how it is from country to country, where Denmark is quite big in tour operators, the small companies, entrepreneurs that produce their own products. And then we also have the charters, which are the TUI, Ving, Spice, and Apollo. That are the big charter companies with own production, own aircraft, and so on. And for example, for Norway, it's typical that they have a dominance of the TMCs, but the TMCs also sells private or the vacation for their business customer. And why is so is because in Norway there is a lot of industry for the oil and so on. So it's the main travel form is business travel. The travel agencies are the retails and OTAs. We have actually 𝗕𝗏𝗿, which is the largest one, and it's an international company, actually formed in Sweden, and then just grow and have changed name, and they own several brands. Then we also have 𝗂𝗏𝗏 and 𝗂𝗏𝗰𝗍 is present here. So the most known ones are present in our markets as well. Then we have trends, of course, and the first part of these trends are quite the dominance of the most traditional, where the culinary and cultural experience, as I was talking before, are the main ones. Is what the Nordic traveler want to experience when they travel. They're not only seeking for lay on the beach, but they want to taste, they want to experience, they want to get to know the people, and so that's why it makes the Nordic travel quite attractive for many destinations. They also are knowledge. The Nordic travel, they know, they prepare, they read, they know where they're going. So they seek different kind of experience and so on. And also, of course, depending on what segment, age segment they are. A little bit of other trends. There are like we call it a little bit of a post-pandemic effect, is the luxury and privacy. And luxury is not always about being in a 7-star hotel or a very luxurious. Luxury can be that you have a beach for yourself. There is little people, the privacy, they get away from the crowds, and that's also luxury. And wellness and digital detox is also something that come after the pandemic. We are more aware about our well-being. We are living in an era that we are very connected, overload of information, much more work sometimes, and very stressed. So people want to go back and just relax. And then workation and leisure is other trends that we see more and more, working abroad, digital nomads, and that combine business travel with leisure travel. There's other trends that we see that are here to stay, more or less. New trends always. We want to experience new things. We want to brag about new things. We want to visit places where people maybe don't know about, like not going. Everybody doesn't want to go to Paris or to London. They want to go experience places that are not so well known for everybody, and we want to take the selfie and post and make everybody dream about the places we've been, and not everybody been there. And also the jet setting that maybe you heard about. For example, right now is trending with Thailand, and this the White Lotus series is a boom. And you see how people attract to the destinations. And we had another series that was from USA that was some part of the city was played in Norway. Everybody wanted to come to Norway. So we see how that also moves experience like festivals, concerts. We had the Beyonce and the Taylor Swift effect that they came to Sweden and even affected our economy and inflation. So those kind of trends are also here to stay and to make an impact. And now the word goes to Raquel.
So based on these trends on our market in the Nordic countries, we have identified different targets that we are focusing to promote the BVI here, and we have divided in different segments. The first one is the seniors. A senior traveler here in the Nordic is maybe different from other countries or markets. They are really fit. Like, people retire quite early, so they have energy, they have good health to travel abroad, and they have the time because they are retired already. And also they have finance security because they have been working for a lot of years, and the pensions here are quite good. So we have a perfect target with time, money, and energy and health to do things and visit the destination. The second target will be the luxury target. As Pamela has said, like, not luxury nowadays is not a 5-star hotel all inclusive. Nordic travelers, they look for unique experiences. They don't like the all inclusive. They like more like the exclusivity, privacy, and like these kind of experiences that are unique, and they can relax and look for, like, take care of themselves. Then we have the honeymooners. It's true that there is less weddings nowadays, but it's still a good target. And as we see that seniors have the time and the money, and maybe BVI is not, for in the case of the Nordic market, is not a family destination due to the difficulty to get there. We will come to this point later. But there is something like, before having a family, people get married, or they are a couple without children, and they are happy to spend like a good amount of money to go to a specific destination. We have an average package for 8,000 euros or US dollars for these kind of trips. And many couples, they decide to go even for a whole month or 3 weeks. They can go to a single destination, or they can go to a destination that is really active, and they visit different things and then relax a few days in the beach, which BBI will be perfect because of the weather and the beauty of the destination. Weddings here are between June and August mainly, but many people also wait until the winter to go on their honeymoons, which will be a high season for the BVI, and perfect destination as well. Then we have the working nomads. We have been talking, Pamela has been talking about them a little bit before, but it's, a really sustainable kind of traveler, in terms of they spend long time in the destination, and they maybe avoid the high season because of the prices. So they it's good to have some travelers during low season that will focus on local activities and local experiences rather than touristic spots. Then we will have the sailors. There is a rich maritime culture here in the Nordic countries. It's estimated that over 2.7 million boats are owned, which is a lot if you compare to the total population here. We have the archipelago here in Stockholm, so many people love to spend their summers sailing, and during winter, of course, they cannot do it because it's too cold. It's even the sea is even frozen, so they would love to sail also in winter in other destinations like BVI. Then we have divers, which it's growing. It's a segment that is growing. There is some divers that are really experienced, and there are others that just want to learn more about diving, and BVI will be a perfect destination because they can learn, and you have different difficulties, different level of difficulties, experiences about diving. Taking this in mind, you know this part better than we do. Of course, you know your destination much better than we do, but these are some of the key selling points that we promote in the Nordic market about BVI, that we think is perfect. It fits perfect with the kind of target that we are focusing. So it's the scenic landscapes, active holidays are tendencies, as you have seen, and the British Virgin Islands offer an amazing landscape outdoor to do hiking, sailing, diving, cycling, everything. Then the gastronomy is really rich, and Nordic people love seafood and vegetables, and the gastronomy here is not so rich because of the temperature. It's quite cold here, so no many vegetables are growing. And then it's really trendy nowadays also the food tasting, going to Michelin star restaurants, visiting I don't know, wineries or distilleries or etc. Then you have a lot of unique events and festivals that are really attractive for the Nordic travelers because are totally different from the events that happen here. Of course, the sailing, regattas, island hopping adventures. As I've told you, Nordic travelers love sailing, and those can be really attractive for them. And then the safety and hospitality. Nordic people likes to get involved with the culture, not only go to a touristic spot. So this is a plus because they can go around easily, safely, and they will enjoy the connection with the locals. We have done a SWOT analysis taking in mind all the previous things that we have been explaining to you. You have here, you will be able to read it after the presentation, but in general, like the strength is like the destination is amazing, like is a good value for money. The climate is warm, which is what Nordic people is looking for. The peak season is in par with high demand here when Nordic travelers want to travel abroad. Long haul is your peak season, and then you speak English. Nordic people also speak English really well, and so it's easy for them to communicate. It's a destination for active travelers like Nordic travelers. Then the weaknesses is perceived as a new destination, so it's not really well known. People in general don't know about the BVI. There is a really long connection from here with 2 or more stops. Then it's not listed in the top 10 overseas destinations. It's like same, like it's not really well known, and it's not considered as a year-round destination. Then treats the high competition from similar destinations. We will talk about this later, like Dominican Republic, Cuba, Maldives. The climate change debate, like Nordic people is really sensitive about the sustainability, and of course taking several flights to go to the destination could be a threat. Anyway, after the pandemic, this is a little bit more calmed down, and people realize that they need to travel anyway, and it's not so such a threat anymore. And the fear of natural disasters. We know you struggled with a really strong hurricane a few years ago. It was on the news, and some people will be afraid of traveling to destinations that have a tendency to this kind of disasters. Then the opportunities, the best part of this is a honeymoon romantic destination. The long haul traveling is increasing again after the pandemic. People is looking forward to travel. The interest in wellness is increasing, and BVI is a perfect destination for wellness. Relax and turn off your computer. Then the long stay trend, the workation that we have been talking about. And I told that is perceived as a new destination. It can be a weakness, but it can also be an opportunity because, as Pamela told you, there is a trend that is going to places that people that are not full of tourists, and your surrounding people haven't been there, so you can post it in Instagram. So it can be an opportunity, even though we know it's not a new destination, but it's perceived as so here in the Nordic countries. So the competitor analysis, we have several destinations that are competing with BVI here in the Nordic countries, which are Dominican Republic, San Martin, Cuba, and Jamaica. All of them are being promoted here in the Nordics, but in different levels. For example, all of them are organizing events, but some of them are not. Like Jamaica don't have a Nordic agency, they don't have a PR plan, and they are not actively advertising. Also, Cuba is not actively advertising here in the media, but those are the main competitors to BVI. The Nordic companies that are selling BVI. So we have different tour operators. Unfortunately, not many tour operators are selling BVI. You can many like small tour operators cannot offer a destination if they haven't been there. But we are continuously in contact with. We have identified the tour operators and agencies that are selling BVI to continue the communication and strengthen the communication and the selling. But we have also identified those that are not selling BVI, but they are selling maybe another Caribbean destinations. So we can continue to give them more information. And here is where this makes sense, this presentation today. So we are in contact with you, and we can put you in contact with the tour operators, so you start the business and you continue selling more and more. Here you have some logos of the tour operators and travel agencies like Rolls, Flygenbus, More Sailing. This is like a niche tour operator. So how to get to the BVI from the Nordic? These are the principal options to fly. The via San Martin will be the easiest way, but it's true that KLM and Air France are a little bit expensive comparing to other airlines. So that's that's a treat. And then via Miami or New York with SAS, this is really good connection as well, because there is daily flight to Miami and then daily flight from Miami to Tortola. So it makes it easy. But it's true that nowadays we call it the Trump effect. Nordic people is also sensitive about the politics, also about the sustainability. So people is avoiding to travel through the United States since Trump is back in the power. And then we have via Puerto Rico with British Airways, American Airlines, Iberia, etc. And via Antigua with British Airways, Virgin Atlantic's, American Airlines, and Condor that has started in 2024 flying to Antigua. It's not a problem to have a stopover. Nordic travelers are used to make stopovers when traveling to long-haul destinations, as we don't have that many direct connections to long-haul destinations. But of course, when it's more than one, it makes it more difficult. And if the stopover is not in Europe, it makes it even more difficult. So maybe they, in the end, decide to go somewhere else that is closer. So here we have the activities timeline that we will do during the year to promote BVI in the Nordic countries. The 15th of May, we will be present in the 𝗕𝗏 Meets the World workshop here in Stockholm. With the table, we will present BVI to travel agents and media and travel journalists. Then in autumn, we will promote BVI in different media. 𝗲𝗏𝗶𝗏𝗄, which is a travel magazine, the only one that is still printed here in Sweden. 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗄, which is more lifestyle in Norway. And then we will promote in a wedding magazine to focus more in a niche market in Denmark. We don't know the dates yet, but this is the best season as it's right before when people from here is traveling to warm and long-haul destinations. Then in October, we will be in the south of Sweden, also with 𝗕𝗏 in Göteborg and Malmö, the second and third largest cities in Sweden. In October, we will organize a webinar, and here we would like to ask for collaboration. If any of you is interested in participating in this webinar, please let us know. We will share our contact details with you later. The idea is 50% of the time, it's gonna be like today, around 1 hour. 50% of the time we can talk about the destination, present the destination, then maybe we can have a couple of companies from BVI that can present themselves to the Nordic. It's a B2B webinar, of course, to the Nordic tour operators and agencies. And then in the end of the year, we will be in Stockholm and Copenhagen in our BVITB roadshow, which brings about 60 travel agents per city, which is a really good space to promote any destination or company. Also, if you're interested in participating, you can contact us and we will share more information about this event. What do we need from you? Well, I've told you we need information from you to do the sales and training to the tour operators. We know we need branding and visibility and participation in our events, webinar, etc. It doesn't look like there is going to be a fun trip from the Nordic countries to BVI this year, but in case it happens, we will need, of course, your collaboration to tailor the trip. And then, yeah, that's mainly it. And what is needed for the media promotion. Keep sending us information about the last news, openings, about hotels or new companies, new experiences that you are offering in your companies. So we will share it through press releases and also in our social media. And in case we organize a press trip, we will of course need support in hosting individual and group press trips. And that's pretty much it. So here you have our contact. You can scan this QR code to follow us on LinkedIn. So we can also share your LinkedIn post in our account, BVITB's Nordic account. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now it's time for the questions. I think you can write your questions on the chat and Natasha will read it and we will try to answer them. Display the contact info. Okay. I'll share it again. Sure.
There.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll display the contact info, and we have a question here. What is your biggest travel season?
So as we have mentioned, the big season here will be summer, but that's mainly for Europe or short distance destinations. So for the BVI, it will be winter from November to even February during Christmas and also these school holidays that are in the first week of February, more or less.
In normal case, also to United States will be the highest season to United States traveling is also in the summertime, which is June to August, when the people mainly goes to Los Angeles, New York, and even to Florida. But as we were saying before, it will be a good combination because another trend for us, or something very common from our countries, is that when you will travel far away or long haul, you may want to combine destinations. So, for example, combining Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale with a cruise or something, then ending in BVI will be a perfect combinations. So that's also something that we also look and talk about when we meet the agencies. Then now it's true that right now we have a new reality, which is that many of the major travel agencies selling in the United States are experiencing a decrease of about 35% in requesting or booking to United States. Hopefully will not stay. We will see, and we will keep you informed about that. But as Raquel said, mainly is the summer season when the schools are in the summer vacation, and then it's in the winter time when we have the Christmas and so on, and many take the opportunity to travel to warm destinations when it's cold here.
You can of course write us with any question after the webinar.
So how soon would you like the information? So ladies, you have a question. How soon would you like the information from the industry partners for your presentations and webinars?
As soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for the webinar, we will start working on it soon, so we can, as soon as we will decide maybe first the date, but it's gonna be in October most probably. If anybody is interested, you can let us know as soon as possible, so we can adapt to them as well. And for the Nordic Roadshow, that's also, we have a limit of like tables, exhibitors. So if anybody is interested, let us know and then we will share the information about the event.
Yeah, the roadshow will be in November. and we have a maximum of 22, 24 exhibitors or tables per country, I mean, in the Nordic countries. And we have been done this roadshow for 7 years now, with some exception for the pandemic year. So it's quite popular, and people knows about it, and they know that it's coming in November, so it's get booked quite soon. So we should believe that before our summer, which is before June, we should know should be sold out in that case.
So for the roadshow, it will be before June, and for the webinar, maybe if possible before May, so we can start planning, selecting a date, and so on and so on.
Okay, it seems like that's all for today. Ladies, thank you so much for a great presentation. And we will see everyone next week, Tuesday at 12 noon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.